Good afternoon. This is Mr. Keaton here. We're talking about similar triangles and how they apply with right triangles and their altitude that's constructed. So quick review here, similar triangles, we have angles are congruent and sides are proportional. That's the important concept here that we're going to need. Anyways, we get a theorem that says if the altitude is drawn to the hypotenuse, it forms three similar triangles. So here's the altitude drawn to the hypotenuse. That means it's connecting that right angle to the hypotenuse at a right angle, so that altitude, which is basically creating a height for us, which allows us to find the area of that triangle. And we were doing some of that in yesterday's lesson. So anyways, it creates a bunch of similar triangles. We get triangle ABC, that's the big one, it's congruent to ACD, which is the medium-sized one. We have ABC's congruent to CBD, this little one. And we have ACD, the medium-sized, and the little one. This 2 and 3 are also similar. So because of that, we can do some real quick proportional calculations to find that height inside that triangle. So down here in the bottom one, let's go ahead and draw. So we have three triangles. We have the big one, D, E, and F. And then we get the medium-sized one. It's also a right triangle. And that is E, F, and G. And then we get the small one, which is also a right triangle, which is D, G, and then E. So we can say these three triangles are similar. Triangle D, E, F is similar to triangle, got to get in the right order, huh? D, E, F, so I better go E, G, F. And also similar to triangle, that should have been a D, G, E here. So D, G, E. And because of that, we can now write proportions and solve a lot of problems. So let's look at a problem. So in this problem, they're asking us to calculate or find what the maximum height of the shed is. So they actually want this whole distance here. That's a cross-section through a shed. What we probably will do first is calculate this height here. Let me see if I can get a different color. This height right in there, the height of the triangle, and then we'll add that to this 9 feet here to get the total height of the shed. So what they did is because this is the perpendicular line going through from the hypotenuse through the right angle there, we can have our three sized triangles, and we can go ahead and say, let's write a proportion. So I'm going to go ahead and say they did the short side over the hypotenuse is equal to the short side over the hypotenuse. So I would have done h over 15 is equal to 8 over 17. Remember, there's 3 or 4 ways to write these proportions, and so they'll yield the same answer. They get 17h is equal to 15 times 8. Divide by 17, and I'll get h is equal to 7.058, or approximately 7.1. And then, once again, we found this side here. In this triangle is 7.1. If we want the height of the total shed, we'll just add this 9 feet here to it, and we get a height of 16.1 feet. Let's go ahead and look at the next problem. And we'll start video 2 to do this one. We'll pause here.